Good evening, race fans, and welcome to Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And this is Racers Elite Network, powered by iRacing. We are so excited to have you guys here join us tonight as we get ready for 105 laps around this 1.5-mile racetrack. And let's go ahead and take it trackside, as we have drivers already out on track now for qualifying here this evening. Let's take a look here at Chris Gaxel. He is in the number 707 Ford. Going to do a pretty cool magic trick here for you guys. I'm going to turn all the cars white, and we're going to get some paint schemes loaded up into this a beautiful race cars. As of right now, Kyle Hess in the number 86 machine, he has found his way on top of the charts currently. Here we go. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen. Get some of this here adjusted. Beautiful. For anybody out there in chat, please talk to me. Let me know how the race sounds, how I sound, and if anything needs to be adjusted as we continue to watch. Chris, sorry about this. There we go. It's currently 5th on the charts with a lap time there you go, with a 31.045. That's just about how he is sitting currently. He's worked his way up into the 3rd spot as he now comes through turns 3 and 4. Alrighty. Perfect. Alright, let's jump over here to the 08 of Steve Sizemore. He is in that very beautiful, interesting looking Bengals paint scheme. Let's go ahead and let's, have a little bit of fun here. Let's zoom in and take a look at this paint scheme. There you is. There it is right there. You got your Bengals. A Bengal. That's a very beautiful paint scheme right there for Steve Sizemore. His last lap time was a 30.880. That'll put him currently 6th up on the board as he exits turn number 4 and heads back down here to the start-finish line. Let's see if he can better his lap time. He does just a little bit with a 30.803. Alrighty, let's see who else is currently out on track. Truth Hoken, that number 55 AC Delco Chevrolet. He's zooming currently around this racetrack as well, and he'll go ahead and pull it down off on the back. Chris Stouffer, he pulled out on track for just a brief moment, but he brought it back in. He just wasn't happy with, I guess, the way his car started up or something like that, which is all right. As we currently have a couple other cars still on pit road, just waiting to see how they are coming along. And while we are waiting for other drivers to take to the track, let's go ahead and take a look here at our race information. We are running the Sin City 105 right here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. We are running 105 laps, which is just about 157.5 miles. These guys only have a fuel capacity of 65%, so they will need to come down and get fuel at some point in this race, and they will have 4 extra tires. All right. And now let's go ahead and take a brief moment. Let's take a look at our weather if it will allow. Here it is. Let's go ahead and take a look here at our weather. Have to do a quick reload. I'm finding when I update and change things here with my SDK, it doesn't like to work, so I have to reload it all real quick. So just bear with me here just one quick moment while we get everything re-pulled back up here. Andrew Teft is currently down on track. He's going to begin his first qualifying lap. As he comes out of turn number 4, he'll take the green flag. Let's Steve Best in that number 06 of Valvoline Chevrolet. He's going to start his first lap of qualifying here, or complete his first lap. And as you can see here, our weather, the temperature outside is going to be 82 degrees with a wind speed of northeast at 4 miles per hour. The condition outside is beautiful, and it's only 11% humidity out here for us. Alrighty. As he will go ahead and back it down. Barry Nelson in that number 28 machine. He's going to come through the middle of 3 and 4 here to finish up his second lap time. See if he can better it. And that will put him 14th on the charts. Chris Stouffer has parked it down out of turn number 4. Didn't really like how his Chevrolet came out of 4, so he'll go ahead and just back it down, bring it back into pits here, and we are getting ready to go racing, ladies and gentlemen. So with that being said, let's go ahead and we'll go ahead here and take a look at our starting lineup here for Racer Elite Network's single session to run the Sin City 150, or I'm sorry, 105, I should say, And here we go. Starting lineup. We have Richie Joplin starting on the pole in his number 89 machine, followed by Adam Squires in the number 35 Toyota. Andrew Teft will start on the inside of row number 2 in his number 98 Ford Mustang. Kyle Hess will start on the outside in his number 86 Ford Mustang. Truth Hoke in his number 55 Chevrolet. He will start on the inside of row number 3, and to his outside, Timothy Yazbrand in the number 192. He will start on the outside row 3. Row number 4, you have Steve Sizemore and Alan Carter. Row number 5, Kirby Wainscott and Chris Gaskell. I'm sorry if I apologize for that, Chris. And row number 6, you have Alan Roth and Mikey Allen. Row number 6, you have Pete Polini and Barry Nelson to his outside, Steve Vest on the inside, and Terry Fennell on the outside of row number 8. Row number 9, you have Frank Chavez and Chris Stouffer on his outside. Sean Donaway in the 01 machine. He'll start on the inside row 10, and he will be joined by Brandon Karagrazian in the number 92 machine, Brandon Puffenbarger in the number 5, and Kensley Smith will round out your field. We are ready to go racing here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway for 105 laps. Get ready, everybody. We're going to go racing. And right before we do, let's quickly come back here. Charles Joplin, thank you so much for letting me know. It sounds great. Porter, welcome in. Patrick is your dad. Beautiful. Well, we want to welcome everybody in here today. Richie, go get him. And Fred is going to bring the pace car down onto the pits, and it is now in the hands of our flagman, and we are green flag racing right here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Joplin gets a very good jump out there into the lead, but you got a hard charging Adam Squires still hanging tight on the outside. Let's see if he can get him cleared. No, they are going to drag race down the back straightaway, and he will clear him heading down into turn number 3. And let's jump back here to the number 86 of Kyle Hess. He is fighting on the outside of Truth Hoke for that number 4 spot, as they run 3 wide behind them. Oh, and Hoke gets turned into the outside wall. Big carnage happening in front of them. The number 37 of Alan Carter involved. Steve Sizemore, he was also involved as well in the number 08 machine. Calamity corner right there coming out of a turn. Or going into turn, what? I don't even remember what quarter we were. But how about let's go back and take a look, see what happened. And it all started off here with Truth Hoke as they come down into turn 1, 3 wide. He just gets turned to the outside by that 08 machine. And then Steve Sizemore in that 08 machine. He went for a wild ride. And then very unfortunate for a couple of those drivers. Let's take a look here. See who else was involved. The pure white car. And that's going to be... looks like the 40... who is that? The 47? No. Might have been the 15. That's so weird. I'm not exactly sure who that was. But that's very unfortunate there for a lot of these drivers, as we're going to go ahead and catch back up with our top three. We're going to take a look here at Andrew Teff. He is out of Hope Valley, Rhode Island. There we go. That looks a heck of a lot better. And while we are under this caution, let's go ahead and zoom in on some of these paint schemes. And we'll start with our race leader here. The flaming... Can't tell, but that's something about coffee. Adam Squire in that Tracker ATV's boat for Bass Pro Shop machine. Andrew Teft in the Racers Elite Ford Mustang. Kyle Hess in his K&K Motorsports machine. Timothy Osborne in that Hershey's number 92 Chevrolet. Kirby Wayne Scott, also with Racers Elite. Aaron Rolfe, Bass Pro Shop. Chris Gaskell in that plain 707 machine. Mikey Allen in that open Joyce Chevy Camaro. Barry Nelson in that Haviline number 28. Terry Fennell in that Team Real Tree Chevrolet. Chris Stouffer in that 40 Racewear Chevrolet. Pete Polini in the Icon Chevrolet. Go ahead and let these cars get around this corner so we can read the names better. Icon Apparel. Frank Chavez in that Spider-Man number 13. Brandon Karaguazin in that Pepsi number 92 machine. Pete Polini and okay, we already did that. Sean Dunaway in that Hello Kitty Chevrolet. Alan Carter in that plain white number 37. Steve Vest in the Valvoline 06. Steve Sizemore in the Bengal. Truth Oak in the AC Delco number 55. Kensley Smith and Brandon Puffenbarger are still not out on track. And we are going to get ready to go racing again this time by just giving a little bit of love to all of these drivers. These guys are a really good group of drivers. If you guys are interested, please go to the iRacing League section, look up Racers Elite as we get ready to go green flag racing once again here at Las Vegas. And it is in the hands of Richie Joplin as we are green flag racing here once again. Good jump by Richie Joplin as Squires moves up into that second spot, followed by Teft and Hess. And those guys will run single file. It looks like they will run single file until you get all the way up into Aaron Roth and Chris Gaskell in the number 707 and 57 respectively, as a lot of cars seem to go a little bit sideways out of turn 2. These drivers have a handful of these cars, as they are not easy to drive out of turn 2, as they get super loose because of that very quick movement from that banking going all the way down to that flat portion of the track. These drivers are now just running single file, biding their time as we have 99 laps to go. And they will continue to tick away time as Truth Hope. I'm going to jump back here to that number 55 AC Delco Chevrolet. He is having a little bit of trouble trying to get moving, and we have the 01 in the grass of Sean Dunaway. The 67, he is also slow as they're looking to possibly go side by side into turn 1 here. And Sean Dunaway had to make a quick movement to the inside to avoid contact with a car that hit the wall. So that was really good movement there by Sean Dunaway. And that's going to save his race here, even though he's all the way back here in the 18th spot for now. We still have a very long way to go here at Las Vegas. I just did a broadcast earlier with the Cup cars, and let me tell you what, in a matter of 40 laps, I watched somebody go from all the way back into 20s. I think it was like she was like 27th and worked her way all the way up to the 7th spot. So with still 97 laps to go, we still have a long way to go. So you can look forward to drivers like Sean Dunaway and Truth Hoke here continuing to work their way back to the front, as we have a battle right here for the number 13 of Frank Chavez and Brandon Carragrazin, and that number 92 as they run side by side down the back straightaway. And currently the 92 of Brandon has that position, as Truth Hoke, he's starting to make his run onto the outside of that number 13 as he starts to make his way back towards the front of this field. Still side by side here for that 13th spot. He's looking for anything and everything he can do, but here comes Alan Carter in that number 37 machine. He's going to attack Chavez as well, entering turn number 3 and 4 here, and it looks like Chavez, he's going to continue to drop back in that Spider-Man number 13 Chevrolet. He's going to have to get his webs out and hold on to these cars in front of him if he wants to stop dropping back even further in the back. Tire management is very important here at Las Vegas, as if you push your car too hard, you will fall back. So that's something that these drivers need to keep in mind as we are continuing to run around this speedway. Let's go ahead and jump up here just a couple of spots to Terry Fennell and that number 50 Realtree machine. Truth Hoke now making moves on the 50, and he's continuing to march his way back forward, taking one spot at a time. This right now is a really good battle here, as Terry Fennell, he's thinking about trying to make another move here on the 55, but he cannot stay to the back bumper of Hoke as they come out of turn 4, and Brandon is continuing to feel that pressure from Hoke behind him. Hoke is a very strong driver every single where we go, and the 92 is up into the wall, and he will go ahead and fall back 2 more spots here as Brandon in the number 92 machine starts making up a little bit of ground here on Terry Fennell. Jumping back just a couple spots behind them, Sean Dunaway, he's still continuing to march his way towards the front of this field. But everything seems just nice and settled down here at the moment. Let's jump back up here with your race leaders. Richie Joplin, so far, he is happy out in front, as he's currently led the first 16 laps of this race, as they are working laps. Lap 16. We have seen only one caution so far this race, and we're looking forward to keeping it that way. Adam Squires in that number 35 Tracker Bass Pro Shop Toyota Camry. He's being very dominant so far tonight here at Las Vegas. Andrew Teft currently sitting in that 3rd spot. He has been doing phenomenal, working his way up through the field. Or not working his way up through the field, but just hanging out right there in that 3rd spot. Kyle Hess in that number 86 machine. He's also just chilling out in the spot that he started, as these drivers, they don't feel any pressure from anyone whatsoever. But then we got Kirby Wayne Scott in that number 10 Toyota. He's been very, very fast everywhere we go as well in that Racers Elite number 10. These guys do not give them any room to talk, because let me tell you what, these guys are wicked fast, that Racer Elite group. And we have some side-by-side racing back here with Aaron Roth and Chris Stouffer in that number 57 and 7 respectively. These two are duking it out. Chris Stouffer in that number 80, in that number 7 spot. He has moved up. He started back in that 18th spot. He's currently sitting 7th. So he's made up a lot of time on these drivers by making up 11 spots. So I hope he knows that he needs to save some of these tires so that he can hold something for the next pit stop. Everything is currently settled out between the field. No one really making any moves just yet. Got a couple battles back here. Brandon in the number 92, Sean Dunaway in the 01. These guys are running it side by side as they enter turn number 3. These guys putting on a phenomenal show. As you see, the 92 getting around Barry Nelson, that number 28 machine. He got around him like he was standing still, and here comes the 01 of Sean Dunaway as well. He's going to take it over for that 12 spot, and contact 92 hard into the outside wall. The 08 once again of Steve Sizemore, absolutely nowhere to go. Heavy contact for that number 92 machine. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened. Just getting down into that corner, and he hits the wall head on. The 08 and the 92 both hard into the outside wall. Very unfortunate for these drivers. So that Pepsi Chevrolet, he may be done unless I believe they have a fast repair. So he just has to wait out the towing part of this section, as we now will take the open pits this time. Now the question will be, how fast can these guys get in and out of pit road? Alrighty, here we go. We are taking a look at Joplin, see how long he's going to be sitting or coming down pit road. As we take a look here, and we're going to take a look at their current pit stops. And as the driver starts to pull away, all these here should start getting updated. So that's not going to give me the information I was looking for. So I apologize about that. take a look. So this is how we are going to do this one right here. So I can show what pit what lap they pitted and the time. So 15.06 for your race leader Richie Joplin. 15.11. So that was a little bit slower there for Squires, Andrew Teft. And Kirby Wainscott, he was able to sneak his way up there into the top 10. Top 4 with a 15.30. And Timothy Yasbrand, he snuck himself up into the top 5 this time, heading out of the pits. And we are getting ready to line them up. And we're going to get ready to go green flag racing here once again in Las Vegas. And it will be all in the hands of that number 89 of Richie Joplin. Fred getting ready to make that hard left down onto pit road, and it will go in the hands of Richie Joplin with Adam Squires to his outside. Andrew Teff needs to be up on the wheel in that number 98 machine, and Kirby Wainscott as well. Get ready. Pace car is off. We're going green flag racing once again here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and we are green flag racing. Joplin got an incredible start there as they come down here into turn number 3 or turn 1 on this restart, and they're going to run side by side for that second spot. Andrew Teff definitely up on the wheel this time as he's attacking hard on the inside to get around Adam Squires as they drag race down the back stretch, and everybody else still running double file behind them as well. Even though they are running side by side, Joplin is not able to get far in front of these two hard charger competitors as they come down into turn number 1 here. Once again, they will get single file now here in the top 5 as we jump back here to top 6. The 86 is up into the wall, 3 wide out of turn number 2, and we have more contact in the back. The number 37 of Alan Carter's around, and that will bring out our caution once again as more carnage happens in front of them from what it sounded like. But I see all the other cars that were in front of him moving. So let's go back here, take a look and see what happened. Just coming out of turn number 2, he thought he was clear from that 01 as the hood goes flying off that 707 machine. But everybody else will keep it nice and clean. But looked like that 707, he did have his hood pop back on, which is all right. That does happen from time to time. And it looks like Barry Nelson in that number 28 machine, he had some issue. Let's go back, take a look, see what happened to him. Coming out of turn number 4, he just checked it up. And he stopped down here on the front stretch. I think he was going to try to back it up into the pits, but then realized how far back he was. But he will go ahead and continue on from there. Bama Boys says Joplin got them restarts down pat. Yes, he does. So far, he's been untouchable on these restarts. As we are under caution here once again, I would like to send out a big thank you to SDK Gaming for their amazing work and all their hard overlay work that they do to make these overlays that you see on your screen possible. I'd also like to thank Andrew Teft for allowing me, Mike Taylor, to come up here into the booth and work these events. I absolutely love working for Racers Elite Network. And if you guys do like what you see, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. We are marching our way to 1,000 likes or subscribers. Please hit that that subscribe button for me. And of course, one final person that we would absolutely like to thank is you guys, our fans. Thank you guys so much for coming out, enjoying this beautiful evening with us here at Las Vegas. He's a great guy too, absolutely. Here we go, lining them up here once again. Richie Joplin on the inside, the 35 of Adam Squires to his outside. Let's see if he can keep it up. It is my absolute pleasure to putting on these races for these guys. You know, we may be sim racers, but we have our friends and family, and then we gain fans as we race. So we definitely like to thank you guys for joining us here in chat. But let's go ahead and get ready to go green flag racing once again here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. It is back in the hands of Richie Joplin out of Hudson, North Carolina. Let's see if he can get a good restart here in the restart zone. And we are green flag racing once again. This time, Adam Squires, he gets the better restart as they dive down now here into turn number 1. But here comes Joplin back to the inside as they now run side by side for that first spot. But it looks like Joplin Squires has almost cleared him. He has now cleared as he had to let off the gas, so he didn't take Squires out. That was a very smart move there by Joplin to allow Squires to go ahead and get down and not cause a big wreck in the front of this field. As they run currently single file through the field, it looks like one big major snake as these competitors continue to drive around this speedway. As these drivers now drive down here into turn number 3 and 4. As that is always such a beautiful view to see right there as they come through turns 4. As I hear the 86 is up in the wall, that's what I was hearing. Unfortunately, the 86 of Kyle Hess got up into the wall, and he'll fall all the way back to that 17th spot. And that just shows once you get into the wall here, it just suckers you in. As we have a battle brewing here for that 5th spot between Kirby Wainscott and Aaron Roth. Roth has been trying to look to that outside of Wainscott, but he's just not making it work so far. And they will run single file here on the back straightaway as we have movement up here with Adam Squires and Joplin. Joplin made his way back in front of Squires as Squires gets a little bit squirrely out of turn number 4 that time, and he will lose momentum coming out of turn number 4. As we move a little bit further back here in the pack to just about Timothy Yasbrand. He's now working on the outside of Oh, and Truth Hoke is going for a ride now down into the infield. And he will maintain control of that number 55 Chevrolet. He will fall all the way back now to that 17th spot. As we come back forward up here to Chris Stouffer in that number 7 machine as they come through turns 3 and 4 now. Adam Squires, he is looking to see what he can do to work his way back around that hard, fast charging number 89 machine. Joplin's definitely showing a lot of good pace here, not allowing Squires to get a good run out of these corners. As you see, Squires bounce off the wall a little bit, but he will try to make a run to the inside, but he is not able to make it before he gets to turn 3. So they will continue to run single file for the time being. And Stouffer has now made himself known up here in that 3rd spot. Stouffer has moved up 15 spots since we dropped the green flag this evening. So he's doing pretty good in that number 7 Chevrolet. Let's jump back here to Timothy Yasbrand and Sean Dunaway. These drivers are running it side by side here for that 8th spot. It is Hershey's against Hello Kitty, who will take this win out of turn number 4. And now coming back across our finish line, so far it's going to be Sean Dunaway in that number 01 machine. These drivers giving it all they got now, as Yasbrand is falling back behind, and he is now under attack from Terry Fennell in that number 50 Chevrolet. Fennell loving that middle to high side as he gets a good momentum coming out of the corner there. As you see, he's going to try to attack the outside, but he will go maybe inside here in turn 1, but he will decide to stick it back up to the high side and try to get that momentum out of turn 2. And while all that is going on, Barry Nelson in that number 28 machine, he's snuck up here right behind Yasbrand, and he's trying to make some noise as well. Let's come back up here to our race leaders of Richie Joplin, Adam Squires. These 2 drivers still running single file here out front. Chris Stouffer continuing to keep pace with these guys. Andrew Teft has finally broke away from P5 of Aaron Roth, so he's now starting to make progress towards the top 3. And here comes Kirby Wainscott in that number 10 machine. Just worked on the inside of Aaron Roth, and so he will now move himself up into the top 5, and now he can focus on catching the back end of that number 98 of Andrew Teft. As of right now, everybody just hanging out, chilling out, not really putting much pressure on anybody, as we still have a 62 laps to go. And when they come back to the line, they will have 61. So we still have a long time to go, and we still, I believe, we will still have at least one more pit stop before this race is over. Bomba Boy saying that Richie Joplin, he knows how to save his equipment and still be very fast. Absolutely. At a track like this, it is very important to save your tires, as this is such a fast sweeping racetrack. You want to be able to hold your momentum through these corners and be fast. However, if you're too fast, it will eat up your tires. So absolutely, like Bomba Boy says, you know, saving your equipment and stay fast, that is definitely a balance act that Joplin has down currently, as we are working lap number 50, lap 45 of this event. And as here they come through turns 3 and 4 once again. Chris Stouffer is starting to put a little bit of pressure here on Adam Squires. Stouffer. Oh, we do have a caution. Yellow flag is out. It is going to be for the number 47 of Pete Polini. Let's jump back and take a look and see what happened to Pete as they were coming out of turn 4. He just got a little bit loose and then he just got rear-ended as he backs it down, and he will get that tow back to pit road. So let's take a moment here, take a breather. As you see now, everybody's going to go ahead and come on down pit road, which is not surprising whatsoever. Oops. Alrighty. Let's get these drivers in and out of pit road as fast as they can. And that is going to be all about the key, is getting in and out, not missing your stop as they come out 3 wide for that top spot. But it will be Richie Joplin, Adam Squires, and Chris Stouffer almost had them both here on this restart, or on the race out of pits. That was very, very close there. That was very awesome to see as well. Pace light, the lights on the pace car should go out this time, and they will, and we'll go ahead and double them up and get them going again. Last restart, Adam Squires was the guy that had the better restart, and Richie Joplin kind of stalled out just a little bit. So it's going to be very interesting to see if Joplin can get a better restart here. If you guys like the action that you are seeing here with Racers Elite, make sure you go to the league section of the iRacing UI, click on or search for Racer Elite, and make sure you join up. And you can join them as they have multiple free series, and then they also do have their paid series, but you must first run in a couple of their free series. And let me tell you what, these drivers are absolutely amazing to run with. Really good group of guys. So if you're looking for a lot of fun, definitely come on out to Racers Elite. As you can tell, you can also get broadcasts right here on Racer Elite Network. as our pace car is back in pits. It is in the hands of Richie Joplin, and we are in the Eco Park restart zone. And that time, Joplin got a better restart, and Squires, he will go ahead and pull down behind Joplin as they will go ahead and run side by side for that third and fourth spot. But they will quickly get themselves sorted out, and here comes Andrew Teft on the inside, taking over it from Terry Fennell. And Fennell continuing to drop as Sean Dunaway in that number 01 Hello Kitty a Chevrolet got around him for that fifth spot. Wayne Scott in the number 10, he's also got around the 50, continuing to fall back. We are not sure what happened, what's going on with Fennell, as he's continuing to drop back more and more. This is a very unfortunate situation here for Fennell, as he will now chill out right around the 11th spot. Let's go ahead and jump back up here to our race leaders. Joplin still out front. Squires still right on his rear bumper, not giving up any room whatsoever, as he's now looking to the outside. And Sean Dunaway in that number 01 machine, he's also trying to make move to that third spot. We have two really good battles here now for first place and third. And here comes Andrew Teft in that number 98 Racers Elite Ford Mustang. He's trying to make some noise here, as both drivers in second and fourth are now trying to make battle. Oh, sideways goes Richie Joplin, but Squires will go ahead and back it out, let him regain his composure, because that's not the way. Squires wants to take the race lead, but in doing so, that did hurt him, and that did allow Sean Dunaway and Christopher to get back up here to his back bumper. And so Squires, he will go ahead and now work his way, inching himself closer and closer to that back bumper of Joplin once again. Squires, he is probably just as fast as Joplin, so it's going to take a couple laps here to catch him, but it's not going to surprise me when he does get to that back bumper of Joplin. And we're going to see an exciting race here for that race lead. As you see, your top five right here, just running single file here on the back straightaway. They are continuing just to chill out, you know, enjoy a nice Saturday evening. There's not much noise happening behind them. Kirby Wainscott still working on trying to get around Aaron Roth in that number 57. But Timothy Osborne in that number 192 Hershey Toyota, he's still working his way up towards the front. Let's go ahead and jump back up here to our top four. They have left Andrew Teft just a little bit behind here, but that draft on the back straightaway is going to allow Teft to pull a little bit closer to this top four, so he's doing everything right, as he's obviously trying to save his tires here as we get another good green flag run. 47 laps to go this time by, as these drivers work lap number 59. Oh, caution is out once again. It's going to be for the 92 of Timothy Osborne. I'm going to go back and we're going to take a look and see what happened. but I don't like going in reverse, you know, in with just the sim itself. So I'm going to use this replay screen. So please just ignore this as we go back and take a look here and see what happened. Alrighty, let's go ahead and switch back over here. So coming here on the front stretch, the number 10 of Wayne Scott got into the 92. The 92 just holding on, and then he just got into the 47 machine, spun him around. But it doesn't look like there's too much damage to either vehicle, so that's going to be absolutely amazing to see. And that replay flag, just imagine it said Racers Elite. Alright, as we have Kirby Wainscott in that number 10 machine bringing his Toyota down pit road, followed by the Chevys of Timothy Osborne, Steve Vest, Terry Fennell, Truth Hook, and Mikey Allen. All these drivers now come down pit road to get 4 tires as we have just about 45 laps to go. These drivers, they do have 4 or 3 extra tires for this race, so they're gonna have to use it wisely. But it looks like Kirby Wainscott, he's just gonna do a stop and go. All of these drivers are doing a phenomenal job here tonight at Las Vegas. A lot of them keeping their cool, a lot of them, you know, keeping the cars straight, which is always something we like to see. Let's go ahead and take an update look here at our weather. That's still just about the same when we went green flag racing. And let's go ahead and take a look at our race recap. We are working lap 62 of 105 right now. Your race leader is Richie Joplin. And we are working, ignore that cautions one. This is, I believe, the 3rd caution, and we are working a lap 12 of caution laps. But in between all that, ladies and gentlemen, we have been having awesome, amazing racing. And we're looking forward to keeping that going right here on the Racers Elite Network, which is powered by iRacing. Alrighty, Fred is going to bring the pace car down. Barney has the flag in his hand, and Richie Joplin will have the race in his control. Here we go. We're going to go green flag racing with 43 laps remaining here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Pace car is in. Joplin is getting into the restart zone, and we are green flag racing once again. Squires, he gets a little bit squirrely that time, spinning his tires, and he'll quickly drop behind Joplin. And Sean Dunaway, he's going to be right on that back bumper of Squires as they dive down into turn 1 here once again. Andrew Teft, Chris Stouffer, they're running side by side for that 4th spot out of turn number 2. And they will drag race here down the back straightaway, right on the back bumper of Dunaway. And it looks like Teft and Stouffer will continue to run side by side out of turn number 4. Fresh tires does absolutely mean the world here as we have this awesome battle up here for this 4th spot. These guys going to try to quickly figure it out as they drive here through 1 and 2. And Teft, he will take it over. And let's drop back here just a little bit as we come to this gaggle of cars back here with about Barry Nelson in that number 28 machine. He's looking onto the inside of Frank Chavez in that number 13 Spider-Man Chevrolet. And he's going to go ahead and work his way on the inside here as drivers behind him. Truth Hope, Chris Gossel in the 707, they will continue to run side by side. And they will get themselves sorted out before getting into turn number 1. However, we still got the 13 running side by side here with Barry Nelson. And we just had a big checkup right there. And that allowed Chavez to get around Nelson with pretty much good ease. As we have a big moment back here with Truth Hoke in that number 55. He was able to keep it nice and straight as we work our way back up here to Mikey Allen, who's getting attacked now by that number 50 of Terry Fennell. And they will go ahead and sort themselves out here on the back stretch. All these cars now are running a single file throughout this whole entire field as we still have 40 laps to go. Let's try to make our way back up here towards this front pack here. As you see, the top 5 currently still running single file. Top 5 consist of Richie Joplin, Adam Squires, Sean Dunaway, Andrew Tefton, Chris Stouffer. These guys are doing it right, and they have gained a second, almost a second and a half. Yosbrand in that. Oh, Yosbrand, where are you at, Yosbrand? There he is in that 192. He did go off track for just a split moment here on the front straightaway. Terry Fennell, he's around in that number 50 machine. Very hard contact for him. Let's go back, take a look, see what happened to him. As he came very slow here on the front straightaway. And we're not going to show that. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we're back up here with your race leaders. Andrew Teft, he is now trying to get hit around Sean Dunaway in that number 01 Hello Kitty. And here he goes attacking to the inside going into turn 3. And he will clear him like it was... He was just on his normal Sunday drive. Now he has his eyes set on that number 35 with Adam Squires as they will now dive down here into turn number 1. That was a beautiful pass by Teft just a moment ago. And he will now attack to the inside of Squires for that second spot. And he will have help from Dunaway on that inside lane. That draft helping him out here just enough to help push him through, and that will clear Andrew Teft in that number 98 machine for that second spot. And now it's going to be up to Sean Dunaway to try to make his move around Adam Squires as they dive down into turn 1 here once again, but he will not be able to make it happen, so he will go ahead and just sit single file for now. This battle up here is getting really good as Dunaway, he is fighting Chris Stouffer for that fourth spot. Oh, major looseness there for for Chris Stouffer. But he was able to keep it moving straight, and they will continue to run side by side, and then he will clear him going down into turn number 1. So Sean Dunaway falls back all the way to that 5th spot, but he is not going to give up that easily. You could expect him to start moving his way back up to the front, at least up into that 3rd spot. Chris Stouffer was pushing that number 35 of Adam Squires on the front straightaway, and he will attack here on the inside now as he looks to take over that 3rd spot, as he will clear him maybe here out of turn 4. Yes, he will. And he's going to bring Sean Dunaway with him. Dunaway going to go ahead and stay behind. Stouffer used that draft to get himself clear from Squires here as well. As Squires looks to re-attack on the inside, and that number 35 machine unable to make it happen. And here comes Andrew Teft diving down now into turn number 3 and 4. He is just lurking to make a move on Richie Joplin in that number 89 machine. Nice and easy right here for Andrew Teft and Richie Joplin. You don't want to race too hard because you still have 30 laps to go. So you don't want to necessarily use up all of your tires trying to pass this early. But also you don't want to wait too late because at that point you might not have enough tires to pass. So this is going to be a really big decision here on Teft's part. If he wants to push a little bit harder to get around Joplin, or if he's just going to wait a little bit before he does attack. So that's going to be a very interesting call to see what Andrew Teft does here. Everything has settled down. Kyle Hess in that number 86 machine. He has snuck his way to the back bumper of Adam Squires in that number 35 Toyota. He is starting to struggle here as his lap times have started to die down. So that has allowed Hess to get to the back bumper for that 5th spot as we continue to watch Andrew Teft. I just saw him try to make a couple of moves there. Let's continue to watch Andrew Teft here come out of turn number 4. Let's see what he can do when he wants to attack, as we have 3 separate battles going on right now. We have a battle for 1st, a battle for 3rd, and a battle for 5th. As you see these drivers coming out of a turn 2. No one really making any noise just yet. As Kyle Hess in that number 86 machine, he's going to come down pit road for 4 fresh tires. So now the question will remain, how long to wait to start coming down pit road for fresh tires? Because if anybody was here for last Wednesday's event, you know, and Andrew Teft, he made a really good strong run on just 1 lap older tires, and that ended up giving him the race win back on Wednesday. So with that being said, with some of these drivers already pitting, like Kyle Hess, Timothy Osborne, he's now down in. Adam Squires, he's now down on pit road. So how long do these drivers wait? Now that will be the ultimate question. As we continue to watch this battle here for 1st and 3rd. Dunaway still waiting to attack here from what it seems. As we still have a battle for 1st, 3rd, and 5th. And it looks like Andrew Teft is trying to make a run now on the inside. Stouffer is down in pits now. And here comes Andrew Teft still trying to attack to the inside. Richie Joplin, he'll go in the middle. And here comes Teft to his inside. Maybe slight contact, unsure from that view, but Teft will go ahead and back it down and retry here in turns 3 and 4 as they continue to run side by side for this race lead. Neither one of these drivers giving up much room here. We have Frank Chavez now down on pit road. Aaron Roth Chris Goskell, he's down on pit road. As you watch these competitors now here battle it out for the first spot. So the time has come. A lot of drivers down pit road. How long do you wait? When do you want to come in? Barry Nelson, that number 3 machine, he had some issues. As you see Andrew Teft, he's going to try to attack on the outside. He said, if I can't get it done on the inside, you know what? I'm going to go around the outside. And here he comes out of turn number 2. He will overtake for that race lead. Joplin will fall right behind Teft now as they pass. I believe that is the 30. I think that's actually the 50 of Fennel that they just passed. As they come out turn 4, the top 7 still not coming down pit road, and less than 2 seconds separate the top 5 here as they continue to race around this 1.5 mile beautiful speedway. Joplin got down onto the apron just a tad, hurting his momentum out of turn number 2 as they will now climb the baking in 3 and 4. So we are still waiting for your top 7 to come down pit road. So are they going to run it all the way out, or will they come in early? Kirby Wainscott in that number 10, he's now down on pit road, and that will bring Steve Vest up to the 6th spot, unless the Vest decides to come down, which he does not. So now your top 6 still not coming down pit road. As you see, this is your top 5 right here, ladies and gentlemen. Andrew Teft, Richie Joplin, Sean Dunaway, Truth Hoke, and Mikey Allen. Mikey Allen, he's actually about 4 seconds back. Richie Joplin in that number 89. He's snuck down on pit road now. Now it is all about your top 3. Andrew Teft, Sean Dunaway, Steve Hoke, still waiting for these drivers here to come down pit road. And here comes that 01 getting a little bit sideways. Andrew Teft coming down pit road as well. And that will turn the race lead over to Truth Hoke in that number 55 AC Delco Chevrolet. Steve Vest, he's going to stay out in that number 06 machine, so he can ride just a little bit longer here in that Valvoline Chevrolet. As we catch back up here with your race leader, he's going to go ahead and stay out here once again. Not exactly sure what strategy Truth Hoke is trying to use, but as you see, as the 86 of Kyle Hess gets his lap back, that right there just shows you the speed difference between the tires. As you see right there, Chris Stouffer just rockets around that number 55 of your race leader, Truth Hoke, as he continues to run the outside. Adam Squires, he will get his lap back here as well. As you see, Truth Hoke still staying out. I'm not sure if this is a wise move here on Truth Hoke or not for staying out this long. As you know, the 3, 4th, and 5th have already got their laps back, and he will still continue to stay out with 15 laps to go this time by. I am wondering if he thinks he can make it all the way, but that is going to remain to be seen. Let's jump back here to Sean Dunaway in that number 01 machine. He is going to be behind Kirby Wainscott, who's going to be behind Andrew Teft, and Timothy Yosbrand in that 192 machine. He just got around your race leader to get his lap back. Looks like Hoke is chilling out right now. He's gonna go ahead and is he gonna back it down? It looks like he is going to back it down to come down pit road. He's going to come down pit road with just about 13 laps to go this time by, and that will possibly turn it over to the 06 of Steve Vest in that number 06 Valvoline. So he is using the same strategy here as Hope, but I don't think he can make it the rest of the way without having to pit, as he comes down the back straightaway here with 13 laps to go. Truth Hope still down on pit road, fell all the way back to that 9th spot. As he comes out, he will fall all the way back to the 11th spot. And now it is up to Steve Vest, see if he can see what his strategy is. But as of right now, the one that we are going to watch is Chris Stouffer. And we're going to see if he can, close in that gap to your race leader. Currently, there's a 13-second gap, and here comes Steve Vest down on pit road. So that's going to hand the race over to the number 7 of Chris Stouffer. Just about 2.5 seconds back is going to be Adam Squires. And Kyle Hess. So this is going to be an interesting run here for these two drivers. Just about now with 3-second gap between him from these drivers to your race leader. Ten laps to go this time by for Chris Stouffer in that number 7 Chevrolet. As we are watching behind these guys, a hard-charging Andrew Teft. He's got 4.5 seconds to gain on your race leader. So it's going to be very interesting here to see if he has enough tire to catch your race leader and pass him for the race win. But that's still going to remain to be seen as he is quickly approaching the back bumper of Kyle Hess in that number 86, as Hess goes up into the wall. And that's going to make it very easy for Andrew Tuff to get around him. Now he's just got 2 more spots as they've come flying down the back straightaway. And he is now to the back bumper of that number 35 of Adam Squires. Squires, he's just going to go ahead and go high to let Andrew by. And here comes Sean Dunaway as well. He is starting to move up as well. As we have 8 laps remaining, and they have just about 2.5 seconds to catch your race leader. And we are now about 2.25 away from your race leader for Andrew Teft, as we continue to watch that gap quickly disintegrate. He has 7 more laps to catch the number 7, as he is now down to just about 2 seconds on your race leader. This is going to be good coming down to the wire. Is Andrew Teft going to save enough tire to catch Stouffer and be able to pass him? That's going to be the ultimate question, as we have 6 laps to go this time by. And Teft, he's just about 1.5 seconds back, still gaining on your race leader as he works his way around that lap car. Right there is your separation between your race leaders. Five laps to go for Chris Stouffer. 1 second back to Andrew Teft. He is slowly but surely gaining in on your race leader. How hard will Stouffer run Andrew Teft when he gets to his back bumper? That's going to be the ultimate question as they come flying down the back straightaway. As they dive now here into turns 3 and 4. This last lap, there wasn't much time gained as we now have 4 laps to go. And still about 3/4 of a second behind to Andrew Teft. And that has gone now to just about 0.7 as he comes out of turn number 2. How hard will Andrew Teft actually drive his number 98 Ford Mustang to get to the back bumper of that number 7 Chevrolet? 3 laps to go this time by. Half a second is the separation between the 2 race leaders. Andrew Teft doing everything he can to get to that back bumper. And it's going to be very interesting if it's going to be enough to make a move here late in the race. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, that's your separation between your race leader. Now, less than 1/4 of a second. 2 laps to go. How hard will Stouffer fight? But he will leave the door open for Andrew Teft to get around him on the inside. But that doesn't mean he's going to give up so easily as they now drag race down the back straightaway. But Andrew Teft, he will have a better line down here into turn number 3 and 4. And that will put Andrew Teft on point. White flag in the air this time by. Right there for your race leader, Andrew Teft. As Chris Stouffer is not letting him really pull away, but he just does not have enough car to keep him there as they come out of turn number 4, or I'm sorry, turn number 2, as just one more corner now here for Andrew Teft as he now comes out of turn 4. Ladies and gentlemen, your Sin City 105 race winner is going to be Andrew Teft in that number 98 Racers Elite Ford Mustang. Good run by Andrew Teft. Chris Stouffer in that number 7 machine gave it all he had. He gained 16 spots for this event. And Sean Dunaway in that 01 Hello Kitty Chevrolet, he also gained 16 spots to finish 3rd. What an incredible run for your top 3 drivers. Richie Joplin, he will drop to that 4th spot. And Kyle Hess, he will round out your top 5. Let's go ahead and back it down here just a couple laps as we get our race leaders in here for interviews. Let's see who we're going to get first. Still waiting to see if anybody's gonna jump up here for interviews. All right, so I'm not seeing. Oh, there's Sean right there. He is with. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump down here to this channel here, and let's go ahead and grab your 3rd place winner, or your 3rd place of Sean Dunaway in that number 01. Let's go ahead and drag him up here. Sean, do you got a copy?
Yep, I got you.
Sean, you had a very good performance in that 01 Hello Kitty Chevrolet once again, moving up 16 spots since the we went green flag racing. How'd your car feel? And we saw that you managed to get around a couple wrecks.
Yeah, I don't know if I got around some of those, but yeah, definitely had an eventful time in the back. But yeah, the car actually felt great. I was a lot better on the newer tires, so the first like 10 laps, I just really was getting really good exits out of the corner and was just able to get under people through the corner there. And as the run went on, the car started to eventually plow a little, but I was able to maintain it pretty well, just not as good as, Andrew and Chris up there. But yeah, I'll take that P3 for sure.
Absolutely. And uh, is there anybody that you would like to thank before I send you back down?
Yeah, for sure. I'd like to thank my wife, my mom and stepdad for always watching, and then my cats for always trying to ruin my race here.
Absolutely. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, Sean Dunaway in that number 01 Hello Kitty Chevrolet. Now let's go ahead and get Chris Stouffer. Let's see if we can find him. I don't see Chris Stouffer. Alright, yeah, Chris Stouffer is not here in emails. So let's go ahead and bring up your race winner, Andrew Tefton, that number 98 Racers Elite Ford Mustang. Andrew, what an incredible run for you here today. You had to work your butt off to get around Richie Joplin there. Uh, did you think that you'd be able to do it here in the final laps?
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. It's nice to race around guys like that with no contact or anything, especially that hard. Yeah, I was a little bit worried I stayed out too long. Seems like those guys must have come in a lot sooner than I did for that final stop, or maybe they were trying to stretch fuel. It was kind of hard to tell from behind the seat, but yeah, I had a gap there, so I had to run like heck and hope I could navigate the lap traffic pretty well. And fortunately, I did. And wow, yeah, that was incredible.
Yeah, you actually pitted just about maybe like 8 laps later than everybody else, so you had that much fresher tires. Which obviously, you went from 4 seconds back and was able to get around the race leaders and come home with that win. Um, is there anybody that you would like to thank before we head out this evening?
Yeah, I want to thank just everybody that tunes in to watch and shows up to race, and it's really a testament to this league to be able to have long green flag runs like that, and no yellows and tight racing and no contact. So just appreciative to have all these guys around, and want to thank our servicemen, women, friends, family, team, you for helping out in the booth. And if you don't mind doing us a favor, hit that subscribe button on our YouTube channel homepage. And if you're interested in checking us out, you can find us at racerselite.com.
Yeah, absolutely. RacersElite.com. Head over to the iRacing League section, look up Racers Elite. You can find us there as well. And yeah, hit that subscribe button for sure. We are on our way to 1,000 subscribers. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Teft, driver of the number 98 Racers Elite Ford Mustang, congratulations on your win here today at Las Vegas. And we will see you next time.
Yeah, thanks. I'm not sure if Chris is in the channels, but feel free to grab somebody else if you want.
Alrighty. So go ahead and we'll drag him down there. Uh, yeah, I'm not really seeing. There's Charles Joplin, or AKA Richie Joplin. Let's go ahead and grab Joplin before we head out. Richie Joplin, mic up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
Oh, yes. Yeah, go ahead.
Richie, man, you had a very, very strong car all day. Um, you led, I believe you probably led the most laps here today. Very strong car, but it just seems like that the older tires got you there at the end. How did you feel, throughout the entire race? But I mean, coming home fourth, still pretty good. W in my books.
Well, yeah, I'm competitive. I would like to win. I mean, everybody likes to win, but I used it up trying to run them back down to get that win or a top three. I just used it up. I didn't save enough tire at the end, so that was my fault. But I was going for it. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. You can always go for it no matter what you do. But yeah, you know, you were wicked fast. You had some fans here in chat today. They're giving you major props, rooting you on. Um, so that's always probably a good feeling to know that you have people watching. Is there anybody that you would like to thank here today before we let you go?
Oh yeah, thanks for everybody in the chat rooting me on. I appreciate that, and my sponsors, Navy Joe Coffee, and Ally Wheel Pair out of South Carolina, and Flaming Karma Designs. And I got to get a shout out to my setup company, Outlier Company. Check them out if you want to run open races or anything like that. Check them out. I mean, it's real cheap on prices about getting us set up through them, so you don't have to spend that crazy money on some of them.
Absolutely. All right, guys. Make sure you guys go check those guys out. Richie Joplin, thank you so much for joining. Fourth place finisher. Congratulations, and we will see you next time, buddy.
Thank you, and thank you for broadcasting me this, and I appreciate these guys letting me in here to race. I really enjoy it. So you have a good one.
You as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Richie Joplin, driver of the number 89 machine. It's always my pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, to broadcast right here for you guys. And before we get going out here today, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and fly high above the racetrack one final time. And we will take a look at your race results right here for the Sin City 105. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Andrew Teft, your race winner, followed by Chris Stouffer in the number 7 machine. Sean Dunaway, he will come home third. Richie Joplin, he'll come home fourth. Kyle Hess in the number 86 machine, he will come home fifth. Adam Squires fell back a little bit there on the end, but he will come home sixth. Timothy Osborne in the number 92 machine, he will come home seventh. Truth Hope, after that last effort, to get a good finish, will bring it home eighth. That was a real strong finish here for Truth Hope, something that he has needed in the last couple of weeks. Frank Chavez in that number 13 machine will bring it home ninth. Aaron Roth in the 57 brings it home 10th. Kirby Wainscott will fall back to that number 10 or that number 11 spot. Chris Groxel in the 707 machine. Mikey Allen in the 67. Steve Est in the number 06 will come home 14th. Barry Nelson will bring it home 15th. Brandon Caraguezin, I apologize if I butchered that. You have come home 16th. Terry Fennell in the number 50, 17th. Pete Polini in the number 47 machine. Alan Carter in the number 37 machine will come home 19th. Steve Sizemore in the 08. He will come home 20th. Brandon Puffenbarger and Kensley Smith are both DNS today, so they will come home 21st and 22nd, respectively. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for joining us right here on Racers Elite Network. And you guys know how it's done. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below. Every sub counts. So we thank you all for that. And ladies and gentlemen, you guys, like I said, you guys know how it goes. We will see you guys next time. Happy time zones. Have a wonderful evening. Adios.